Animal Crossing New Horizons has been our comfort game since March 2020, being the game that we come back to when all the other games release kind of fizzle out in popularity and we don't know what to do with our time. And though many of us are waiting with bated breath literally any information about the next Animal Crossing game, perhaps being on the next Nintendo console, what is there to do in Animal Crossing that hasn't been done already? I'm so glad you asked. Hello friends, welcome back to the channel, but if you're new, hi hello, I am Artsy over at the Artsy Gamer. I make art, play games, and encourage others to do the same. After finishing my 30-day Animal Crossing Island challenge, which you should absolutely go check out, this is me absolutely plugging it in, go check it out, it's super fun. There is an 11-hour video for you to enjoy the entire series. And since 2022, I have been wanting to expand my content with art, other games, but what better way to expand my cozy corner of YouTube than with another Animal Crossing challenge? But Artsy, you're probably not even asking. We've seen it all, done it all. What is there left to do? Well, I've been playing Animal Crossing since October 2020, so I haven't had the official almost 4 years of playing this game, but it's been a while. It's been a bit. It's been at least over 3 years for me. And I've seen this trajectory of Animal Crossing being a life sim that has a little bit of like design, and then it just boomed as a design game. And I think within the last couple of years, we've kind of circled back with challenges like Pat from Nintendo Talks, Hard Mode, Rags to Riches, and other, community-oriented games that have revitalized various mechanics that aren't necessarily about design, but about enjoying what Nintendo basically gave us in this game. So after my 30-day island challenge, I was wondering, is there a way for us to play Animal Crossing where we can design it the way that we want, but still utilize literally all of the mechanics that Nintendo provides? I think it's possible, I really do. It's mostly just, I think I want to go back to basics. So I guess the title of this is like normalizing normcore, back to basics, you do you. And I know that there's quite a few people who are already utilizing this sort of challenge for 2024, but we're going to see if my year-long Animal Crossing challenge is going to revitalize and refresh the game until, I guess, obviously, the next Animal Crossing comes out. So here are the specs for the island challenge that I have in mind. I'm going to be reading literally from my large notepad, so I'm just going to be like going down the list. But basically, this is an island that I will not be resetting for the entire year. So at the time of this recording, it is January 9th, 2024 at 1 p.m. And so I cannot reset this island until January 9th, 2025 at 1 p.m. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to continuously play it. If I truly am just done with Animal Crossing, I'm done with Animal Crossing. But I'm trying really hard to keep this island going and utilize some interesting mechanics that I've used before, also played in other challenges, and doing new things that I've never tried, and I'm really interested in giving it a go. I'm going to put the rules up like over here so that you can see what I'm talking about, but I will put them in the description below for you to perhaps try yourself. This is going to be, as I said, a very gentle Animal Crossing challenge. The whole point is what is fun and interesting for you. So really like think about certain mechanics in the game that you don't often utilize or never done before. So resetting an island isn't necessary, but I do know a lot of people feel revitalized by resetting their islands for the new year just to enjoy it. And I do think that a clean slate will help, especially if you are the sort of person that loves like a bunch of terraforming and waterscaping and you can't really navigate the island very well. So anything that you like to do in Animal Crossing is pretty much fair game. So if you like excessive time traveling, Nintendo Online, order bots, treasure islands, happy home paradise. The world is your tanuki. You can do literally whatever you want. Just know that what is the thing that really brings you the most joy with designing, and what can tend to just remove the enjoyment of the game with having literally every resource to your fingertips. So try to like find that balance. And I know for me personally that I will be resetting and I will be utilizing a lot of Nintendo Online with like custom codes and a little bit of, magic-y goodness. But I do want to find that balance with grinding for resources and DIYs and then just getting it from, magic. The two things that you have to do, however, is that you must utilize your native fruit on your island with at least one tree and have a shrub that is in season at any given point. So that doesn't mean you can't utilize any of the other trees or the other shrubs, but you just have to change with the seasons and just really celebrate the native tree that came with your island. I think also, you know what? Why don't we also incorporate the native flower to that mix? Yeah, let's add the native flower to that mix too. Okay, I'm just going to put that as editor Artsy. Don't tell me how much I'm going to regret it right now, but yeah, let's add the native flower, sure. And I will be incorporating the rule that most, if not all, your island must be accessible to villagers by bridge or incline, or just making it easy for them to peruse. Maybe one day we'll have an Animal Crossing island that allows for them to climb vines and ladders and hop over one water or two water steps or whatever. But for me, it has become really important for my villagers to navigate the island, and I really enjoyed finding that balance for my 30-day island challenge. So I'm going to incorporate that as the rules, trying to make it accessible. I mean, we should just try to make the world accessible for everybody, am I right? So let's do that. You must celebrate and decorate for every in-game event. I mean, with the exception of May Day or the fish tourney or the bug off or whatever. And it really does now hit me that I will be decorating intentionally for Bunny Day. You must interact with every daily NPC, shop at both stores, and have a coffee with Brewster. And again, this is my sort of soft rule that if you're just really not feeling doing all of the dailies, that's entirely okay. Same with doing the Nook Miles plus requirements and daily stretching. I have a goal to do daily stretching while I play on this save, and I was really inspired by the hard mode requirements, and it just lets you enjoy and also gain a lot of Nook Miles points with doing these things. Now, with it being a very easy to accomplish goal with designing and decorating an island with literally anything at your fingertips if you use Nintendo Online with order bots and treasure islands, here is the caveat. With every single DIY that you learn, you must craft it at least once, including cooking. That also means striving to earn and craft every single gold tool, which usually kind of leads to the aspiration of finishing the museum and donating every new thing to Blathers. You must breed every flower hybrid in the game. I was going to say, friends, that this is going to be the year that I get the blue rose, and of course, naturally, with no recording mechanism in sight, I got a blue rose on my Rack Sturgis Island. So the goal then is to get every single flower hybrid in the game for this save. And though I was really wanting to keep the 3-room house, since that upgrade is my favorite in the game, I do have aspirations to receive the highest rating from Happy Home for my house, because I've never done that before, and I think it would be really fun to see the true mechanics of feng shui and how that garners points for your house. With regards to villagers, you can choose which villager stays or goes at any given point. You don't have to invite anyone from your campsite if you don't want to, but you're going to be providing some autonomy for your villagers, which means your starters have to be able to pick their own plot when they first get on the island, and you can't move or design their homes until you have the ability to gift them. You must have at least 12 villagers that you've never had before on an island at any capacity. And I actually did the math. I think I have had at least more than half of all the villagers in Animal Crossing on my island at any given point, so there is some wiggle room to finding villagers I've never had before, and you have to earn at least 3 villager photos. And this is probably something that people are not going to like, but villagers must have their own unique yards. You can determine what size of yard you want, but that has to be decorated. It can't just be like the house and like a flower or something. You have to be very mindful, maybe add some fencing, maybe add some furniture on the side, really give it a sense of being lived in. And I'll consider whether or not if they can interact with it as like a soft rule. Like if you just want to add something that's really beautiful and whimsical, but they can't interact with it, I think that'll be fine. And regarding being able to redesign your villager homes, I'm going to get back to this rule with Happy Home Paradise once I've finished designing 30 houses in Happy Home, because I think it'll be a really interesting mechanic to utilize the base design of the house, because that's going to be a requirement, but we'll get into that in a future video or a live stream. And the final requirement for this challenge is you must design your flag. I know it's mind-bendingly new and original, but I think it'd be really fun to actually design a flag that is specific to your island. Yes, I get it. These are very basic gameplay mechanics and rules and challenges. But after nearly 4 years of playing Animal Crossing, I do want to find out if I can actually play Animal Crossing on a fully decorated island that is easy to navigate, accessible, and villager-centric, and, you know, incorporates a lot of the in-game mechanics that we kind of toss to the side when we get into designing. All right, so I have talked so much. I think it's time that we get started. This is so weird to do again after just like a 30-day island challenge, and I'm really glad that I took a break with streaming and content creation, because I do feel ready to make more Animal Crossing content, but it's so weird to say goodbye to an island after 30 days. But I'm really glad to move on and just be revitalized by the newness, the tutorial of Animal Crossing. It has amazing music. It's filled with possibilities of infinite growth and capabilities. So I'm really excited. I don't really have any sort of specs that I want for an island. Well, okay, that's not true. I do want to find, hopefully, my original 2020 layout, but I'm going to give myself 3 resets if I don't like an island layout. And I'm hoping for pears, because I haven't had pears in a really long time, and I've had butterfruit more times than I can count. So let's start with our name, and I'll be going by Artsy. I don't know if anyone else does this if you have multiple islands with multiple switches, but I don't like having the same name. So this switch is specifically and strictly for Artsy, and then the other one has my actual name. And yes, here you are. I mean, I better be. I signed up for this questionable deserted island getaway package that I didn't have to prepay for. What does the game think I look like? What do you think? Place in your bets now. Ooh, that's a look. Oh, we're getting the plaid. We're getting the striped socks. We're getting the jeans. Work it, work it. Very cute. I mean, is this the year that I changed my eyes? I remember being so nervous about changing my eyes from, what was it? Where was the original eyes that I had? It was this one. Like, these were my original eyes. And then after having a child, I was like, I'm so tired all the time. And this is the best eye for being perpetually exhausted. And the nice triangle and ooh mouth. And there you go. Totally looks like me. Although I need glasses. I don't think I can see. How am I going to be able to navigate without glasses? Why can't we have glasses? Like, even just base stuff. That would be really nice. Now, I'm really hoping also, if I get Antonio, I'm going to be super excited, because although I am striving to have 12 new villagers that I've never had before, I do want to have 4 of my favorites, which are Antonio, Vesta, Fang, and Olivia. And I would just be tickled pink if it was Antonio. And if it was like Antonio and Deirdre, who I've never had before, that would be really fun. I would also be happy to have Hazel again. She would be great. There's actually quite a few sisterlies that I've never had before, but this may be the redemption arc of me accepting Rocket, because I've never had Rocket, and the only reason why I don't like Rocket is because of her outfit. And that's really a me problem, because Rocket has not done anything to us, y'all. It's just the whole wearing the clothes outside of the uniform, the superhero stuff, just drives me bonkers. Before we look into the first like 4 map options, I would like either like my original 2020 map, which was I think a West River outlet, and it had like some really cool terraforming in the front and the back with space between. I think that'd be really fun. I would also like something that has either a South River outlet where the river is really far back and there's like minimal terraforming, because I have some ideas for that. And if I can find something that has the secret beach where it's just a straight shot, no terraforming, that would be fun. But ultimately, I do want to try new things, so we'll see. Okay, well, we have some really interesting maps. Ooh, these are fun. I mean, I did say that I'm wanting to do new things, and I did literally ask for weird, wonky terraforming, but these are not really serving me the way that I hoped. However, this reminds me of a specific island that I had. And I do like the fact that the resident services is far away. I think I want to strive for a further away resident services, but I think we're just going to redo this. Fingers crossed. This is reroll 2 of 3. So let's hope, fingers crossed, that something, either OG map, the other stuff that I had listed, let's hope. Oh, regrets. Oh, regrets. Although, I don't think I've ever seen that terraforming before, though. That's really cool. You know, friends, maybe, can we make like 2024 the year that we don't do waterscaping or terraforming and really just enjoy the island layout? Because honestly, these are a vibe. They're not my vibe, but they are a vibe. All right, the last reroll. Did I truly mess this up? I probably did. That is so close. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Friends, do you remember when I said I was gonna give myself 3 rerolls? I don't want to hear it. No, don't want to hear it. No, I do not want to hear it. Don't at me. Nope. I don't want to hear it. No, I don't want to hear it. I promise you this will be my last one. Like, real talk, this will officially be my last reroll, because I don't got that kind of time to just do a million rerolls to find my quote unquote perfect island. Like, the whole point of this challenge is to accept imperfection, to find a balance and moderation and all of that. So last time I promise. Last time I promise. All right, last time. Really, truly last time. Thank you. Okay, I mean, did they give me the same layout as before? I've had this layout before. I don't want to use that one. And I was really wanting an island layout where the resident services was a little further away. So I'm having a little bit of regrets with that. I'm instantly drawn to this, and I really like it. I don't know why. Also, I think that's the furthest I've ever seen the secret beach to like the edge. So that's, I think I could do something interesting with that, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, you know what? This is an island of new stuff, of new things. So let's give that a go. There's not a lot of rocks on this side, though. And I'm not even paying attention really to the peninsula. You know what? No. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Wow, these are really close though. I'm sorry, I'm super just, that is really close. But no, don't do it. Don't do it, Artsy. You can make this work. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. It's gonna be okay. If you could only bring one thing with you to a deserted island, what would it be? The logical pick or the snarky pick? Yeah. I'm sorry, that was just a hypothetical question. Are they not preparing to have food for us? That's a little concerning. Actually, that is something that I've realized. We are required to make sure our very survival happens by finding the native fruit tree. So Tom Nook was not prepared at all for this endeavor. I have regrets. All right, so hopefully we get pears. That would be fun, because if I get butt fruit again, I'm going to be really annoyed. Not like actually annoyed, I'm just like, man, I've already had peaches. I don't need more peaches. I would really like pears. Or I haven't had apples in a while. I've had a lot of cherries. And yeah, so it's just like, you see the butt fruit. Yep, the butt fruit is just out to get me. All right, we're gonna, who are our starters? Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I'm sort of looking out of my eyes. I'm not looking. How bad is it? How bad is it? How bad is it? We get Agnes. We have Agnes. Okay. Well, I'm not upset about Agnes. I'm not upset about the Blue Airport. And I've never had Buck before, so we can clock that as one of 12 villagers that I've never had. That's going to be interesting. I'm really excited for that. You know, I like to think of this as like Agnes was saying, you thought that you could leave me on Bobble? Nope, we are going together. And then we have Buck. We got to get a move on. Come on. Okay, so before we do that though, let's take a look at how we feel about this. I tend to go for islands where the airport is relatively center, but it's not the case. That's going to be really interesting. And they're just like, where is the human going? It's cold. We will get hypothermia. Let's see, what is our native flower? Oh wait, can we actually not see the native flower? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can you show me, please, which flower I have? We have Cosmos. Yes, let's go. Have I ever had Cosmos as my native flower before? I don't think so. Well, that, easy peasy. All right, well, here we are. Let's do it. All right, is that everyone? Let's see. Is Agnes here? Oh my goodness, like Agnes has been my starter sisterly 3 times, which is wild to me. Friends, how many times have you reset your island with the same starter? Like, I'm really curious. It's always a different jock as far as I'm aware, but I've almost always gotten like Hazel or Agnes, which has been really interesting. And we have Buck, but again, like, I'm not upset. I know that Buck is interestingly colored, but I'm sure that we can grow to love the man eventually. Yes, very good. Let's see. How shall I begin? Yes, of course. Welcome everyone. Welcome to your new island. My name is Tom Nook, and I'm the founder and president of Nook Inc. Yes. Today is the first day of your new life on this pristine, lovely island, so congratulations. And this is a package deal. As such, Nook Inc. staff will always be here to support you and ensure your comfort and safety, despite the fact we do not have food on this island at all, unless I go get food and you're not even sure whether or not it's fit for our consumption. But first things first, yes, I'd like each of you to choose a spot on your own. It's the first step to putting down some real roots. I'd like you to dream big. I do have certain connections in construction and real estate, so, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just get started with a simple tent, shall we? Please collect your tent from Timmy or Tommy and then choose a spot to place it. Okay, so we are now going to give our starters their own ability, and I think I gave myself the wrong mouth, but that's okay. That's all right. That's what happens when you re-roll one more than you should. So Nintendo, I know that you're not listening to me, unless of course it's out to make the RNG god some sort of, you know, eldritch horror that it listens at the weirdest of times. However, can we bring back scarves? Because I love the sheep villagers with their original scarves, and just like, look at Timmy and Tommy. They are adorable. Like, look at this. Can we please also, like, layering? This man knows how to layer with different colors. Anyway, let's see where they've decided to park themselves. They're not in the front, which has happened in the past. Okay, so Buck wants to be there. And where does Agnes want to be? Agnes wants to be here. Okay, that's fine. Or wait, I got it. Don't tell me. You're Artsy, right? See, I told you had it. We literally became besties in the span of a month, Agnes. I have the same name. I look relatively identical. How do you not remember? Maybe, okay, she would realize with Buck being like kind of on the outskirts of not knowing our relationship, she's trying to tone it down so that it's not like we seem to be buddy-buddy, especially since I'm going to become resident representative. It's like, it's to play fair. Okay, I get it. We'll put me... That's a very good question. Where do I put myself? Like right where OSHA would have a problem with me putting foundations. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. That looks cute. I really wish that we would be able to keep certain housing layouts but have a fully upgraded house, you know what I mean? Because I would love to have the 3-room layout, or at the very least the outside, the exterior looking that way, with all of the house, like with all the rooms and stuff. So you were just trying to feel for the best spot, and I was having trouble because every spot feels so great and I couldn't just sit around thinking it over forever. So I grabbed a stick and threw it. Here's where it landed. So now this is my spot. So I know there's only so far I could throw a stick, but I'm liking this. Looks good to me. Perfect. I have some plans for actually making a residential area, and of course with me visiting some dream addresses, there was this beautiful tiered neighborhood that had like a canal in the center. So maybe I'll consider putting that in the back, but again, I need to find that balance, y'all, of how I'm going to swing a fully decorated island that is also like easy to navigate and you can actually play Animal Crossing on, like rolling snowboys and the like. Yo, I'm Buck. You're Artsy, right? Nice to meet you. Okay, so friends, like, can you explain to me? He seems really sweet though. Like, why don't people like him? Look at that. He just looks so happy to like be part of it. Yeah, no. You know, he may have angry resting horse face, but he seems really sweet. I don't know what your issues are. Also, I've just had a huge like come to Nintendo with certain villagers because I like villagers that no one likes, like Hippo, Biddy, a lot of them. So yeah, let's see what your spot looks like. Pretty cool? Heck yeah, that looks great. All right, it looks like we have a winner. I'm going to put down the stakes right here and never look back. Well, until I befriend you and I move it into a better place, but that's okay. I respect your autonomy for this instance until we are friends, in which case my resident representative brain will have a better place for you. Don't tell me you helped out Agnes as well. You're like a true champion. Oh, I thought he was going to be in the know that Agnes and I knew each other. Okay, good. Okay, we're still able to keep it quiet. I just got here, so I don't have anything ready, but I'm gonna reward you for this once I'm settled in. Well, looks like it's time to sprint back to the plaza. All right, well, there we go. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you all found just the right spots to set up your new home. Of course, you can sleep on it for a while. You get really get a feel for how it suits you. How interesting would it be if villagers were able to ask you about not necessarily moving off the island, but moving into a different place, and then they ask you to be like in a certain quadrant, for example? I would really love to have more life sim stuff with Animal Crossing because I love designing in this game. Like, you can be an eldritch horror god with creating water and, you know, terraforming with like just pulling it out of the ether. But it would be really fun to have villagers be like, oh, I would really like this certain item or a specific style for my yard, which is within like a similar parameters of the starting 3 plots. Like, how cool would that be? Meanwhile, Artsy and I will work on... Thomas. It's never... This royal we thing, I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it. All right, here is where we're just going to gather literally all of the stuff, including the peaches he'll be asking for, the sticks, and we'll start gathering weeds too because I do want to start selling things. The goal for this video is to basically upgrade the tent to the house to the next day. And I don't know, I really just feel like this is a really good starting point, but let's do this. And I will not bore you with this, friends. So just sit back, relax, and with the power of editing, I'll be done in 3, 2, and 1. So I could have done like the most and got more stuff for, you know, for crafting in the future, but I do want to just move ahead and say that I did the thing. So Tom, I got you, boo. I got you. You found even more than I asked. I only need the 10, but I'm sure you'll find a good use for the rest. I mean, I will be crafting a lot of things, but I will be taking what we need off your hands right now. And yes, that should be plenty for our campfire. You made a quick work of that. I'm quite glad that I'll be sharing this desolate island with such a hard worker. This man really knows how to make you do all the work but feel super validated at the exact same time. And speaking of surviving on this desolate island, our next task is to round up something to snack on. While you were collecting branches, I was evaluating the fruit. So again, he doesn't have meals for us. Like, he did not prepare for being on a desolate island without any food. Or is it like literally just a smoothie, a literal snack, and then there's rations and things? Because even peach smoothies would not be calorically sufficient or helpful. I mean, it's food, I guess, but Tom, I have questions about your business practices. This feels negligent. This feels super negligent. And now we're going to start the party. Let's go. I'm sure that Tom is going to add a little bit of something spicy to his peach smoothie. He seems like the type. Am I the type? I may be the type. But at last, allow me to properly welcome you to our new island. And I've participated in many ventures and endeavors over the years, but this may be the most exciting. Man, the next game is going to have to really hype it up somehow, because Tom Nook is like, this is the best I've ever done. I can never do better. And watch Nintendo be like, bet. And perhaps my skills as an outdoorsman, so now we may not have the kind of numbers that I originally envisioned, but that just means we'll have to rise to the challenge. And I have no doubt that with hard work and perseverance, we'll shape this desert island into, well, I suppose we can't call this desert island anymore. Okay, so now we get to name it. So that's going to be really fun. I had put it on to Twitter, as well as a couple of, like, I asked my husband, because I always do, certain names that I wanted to put for the year. I like to provide names that have like no direct English translation. So for example, Yanoya, Fika, Meraki, which was a very short-lived island. And although I had like Wildview and Redwood for my hard mode and Rags to Riches islands, I wanted to find a word that resembled what I wanted to embody for the year. And looking into something that was just right, finding balance, finding, you know, happiness and imperfection, and just being okay with where you're at. And so I am going back to my Swedish roots, and I'm not Swedish, but I lived in Sweden for a time, and I discovered another really cool word called lagom. I'm so sorry to the Swedes listening, and it's probably going to be called lagom, but it's lagom. And so lagom is the philosophy of basically like Goldilocks, right? It's not too much, it's not too little, it's just right. And it's this whole idea of finding moderation and finding a good balance between, you know, the goals for this island, fully decorated, but also, you know, you can play it on. And so I think Lagom is going to be really fun. So cheers to Lagom. Hopefully they'll vote for it. Although I have yet to do the thing of like Timmy or Tommy or Agnes or Buck would suggest, but it's okay. Artsy seems to have the enthusiasm and naming sensibilities. Really, what is it about the naming sensibilities that makes us capable of being a resident representative? Like, I feel that's required at least, like, I don't know, an associate's degree. So Artsy suggested Lagom. Yay! Yes, validate me. Woo! Wow, that's an overwhelmingly positive response. Each and every one of you clapped. I suppose if everyone is in agreement, we could just go with Lagom. Awesome. Again, Swedes who are watching this potentially, I'm so sorry. It's been a hot minute since I have spoken the language, but I will do my best to not just go like Lagom or Lagom, it's Lagom. Since you've proven yourself by naming the island, I'd like to rely on you for other critical decisions that we'll need to make on this island. And yes, I hereby name you the resident representative. Fantastic! I love that. I don't feel that's a really good business practice, but that's fine. And you know, I think we're just going to say hello. We don't know everyone quite yet. We're not going to promise them the earth, the moon, the ether. So let's just start being friendly, shall we? It's been a long day, but let's have a toast. And honestly, like, this is my favorite part of the tutorial, is the celebration of new things, right? So, you know, Happy New Year, friends. May 2024 be the year of growth and change and achieving goals, right? So let's hope for the best. Okay, yeah, no, y'all, you are wrong. Buck is going to be super fun, unless of course he becomes a problem, but I don't think so. I think he's going to be super fun. So let's talk to him. He looks so cute. I feel like I'm on vacation, but we actually get to live here. Oh, wow. And then, of course, we have Agnes. I've never settled an island before, Agnes. Don't lie to me. I know you. I know you. Lagom. This is going to be rad. Oh my gosh. This is going to be super fun. I'm really excited. Okay, so we're going to talk to Tommy. You handled our tasks perfectly. We got a nice campfire going. Having a good time. I know that this is all a bit much, so if you feel like taking a short nap in your tent, by all means, go ahead. And friends, this is the middle of the video health check. I'm sure that some of you are in the office goblin position as you're watching. Be sure to unclench your jaw, take a deep breath, get some water, take your meds, eat a thing, or just pause the video and take a break. Take a walk, you know. We'll keep the fire burning and, you know, maybe I will go do that. Sounds good to me, but first you'll probably want this. Is it going to be a camo cot? Please don't be a camo cot. Please don't let it be a camo cot. Sweet dreams, thank you. And Lagom, what a great name. Just rolls off the tongue. It does. La 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 la. Thank you for offering such a wonderful idea to the group. I don't think I've ever really talked to Timmy or Tommy during the tutorial part of this, of like Animal Crossing. So maybe that's going to be an effort that I work on doing. All right, so we have a blue radio, a pink lantern. That's going to be fun. Watch it be camo cot. Is it camo cot? It's probably camo cot. I love it when I'm right, but also, you know what? A bed's a bed, right? A bed's a bed. I think what I love most about the tutorial part of Animal Crossing is that it really just, it brings you back to 2020 all over again. It really does. I remember just crying by playing this game. Like it was my comfort game for a platitude of reasons, but just having characters that I've never seen before, never interacted before with the franchise, and having them say that, like, yeah, friends are where it's at. And 4 years later, I have this incredible community on YouTube with friends from all over the world who are making their own content and, you know, expanding their horizons and just doing amazing creative things. And I think what I'm starting to realize about Animal Crossing right now in 2024 is just gratitude of being here. And so I'm just really excited for this project. I'm really excited to see if anyone else is doing something new and different with Animal Crossing that they've never done before. And I will say it right here. Do something that's new for you. It doesn't have to be impossible or hard. And I think just removing the whole being marketable on YouTube, I think that's my goal. Like I don't want to care about that anymore. I really just want to make friends and explore and try new things. So I'm pretty excited. Artsy, are you in there? Oh, I hope I haven't woken you abruptly, but I do wish to discuss something with you. You mean the bill that you should have charged me before that point? Also, it's really weird to not have my uwu mouth. I feel like a whole new person. I'm changing that immediately, but it's weird. It's so weird. And here we are in real time at 2 p.m. I hope you had a pleasant nap, but I suppose it was a bit more than a nap. It's a brand new day. Wow, I really needed that. Oh my gosh. Imagine being a parent to a toddler, being able to sleep till 2. Sounds amazing. Yes, quite normal to be worn out from such a long trip and a major life event. Mood. But speaking of which, I have a few more things that you might find useful to adjust to life on Paradise, and we're getting a phone. Without... Okay, another request, Nintendo. Can we have the ability to call our villagers, like even just a text message that based on friendship levels? Like, hear me out, friends. What if we were able to say, like, where are you? Or saying, like, hey, I'm at home, come visit me. Or hey, I'm out on a walk, come find me. It's the same thing with, you know, knocking on their doors. Or I'm in the museum, I'm at the shop, I'm at the tailor's. I don't think that would be very hard. It seems so weird that we have the ability to write them letters, which I love doing, by the way. And that's something that I want to incorporate at least like 1 letter a week. I think that's a fair challenge part. But it's like, what is the point of a phone when you can't like interact with your villagers that way? And again, it does not have to be super detailed and like AI generating. Like, I just want to know where they are. I want to know if they're in the museum or if they're at Brewster's or whatever. And I also really like that they give us Island Life 101 as a free thing since the 2.0. I mean, I think it was like what 100 Nook Miles when we all got to experience 2.0 for the first time, but I love that it's provided for free. And also it allows like a really nice loading screen, because whenever there's like a black loading screen, you have like Lottie or Isabel or Tom just being like, hey, have you tried eating fruit to like lift up whole trees? And my son will like poke at them and be like, bah. It's really funny. All right, next comes the itemized bill. Yep. 49,800 bells. What are bells? Well, no need to worry. And I love the fact that he incorporates his own currency system that we pay back with various tasks. And I just, the whole economic breakdown of Animal Crossing is uniquely just head shaking. It really is. So now all we have to do is 5,000 miles of various tasks and work. So I think we're going to just speed up the process. I think for those who haven't experienced Animal Crossing, it's basically running around and doing different things to add up the points. But again, with the power of editing, you're going to see it done immediately. And finally, with way more time than I care to admit, it was like 30 minutes. It wasn't that big. We finally have enough to pay off our housing loan. And in that time, I created the smallest head snow boy that I could muster. We got Blather's tent that we'll be putting up after we talk to Tom Nook and pay off. But I think this is where we're going to call it for the day. And I'm really excited. It is really nice to get back into Animal Crossing, I guess, as Nintendo intended. But again, I really do hope that the next Animal Crossing game will have more of a life sim component, but also a lot more of like a creative mode that is available in like Dinkum or Minecraft or whatever, or at least even in Happy Home, because the mechanics are there. It is possible, but I am really just looking forward to devoting this year to not too much, not too little, just right. So now comes the most important moment of figuring out what color to make my roof. I think I really do like the green, so I think we're gonna go with that. Yeah, we're gonna go with green. Although, wouldn't it be an interesting design choice to match it to the airport? So, like, all of the housing roofs are blue. But I do have a plan for green as a specific color being a major design choice, as well as red. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And this will be really great. I will be grinding for Nook Miles. But as I said, although I am going to be taking it slow the first couple of days, I will be utilizing like my other island or resources, for example, maybe some bells. I do think I want to make sure that I earn a lot of money with the turnip exchange. So I think regardless of how much money I have, in the bank, that I have to like fulfill the 10 million bell requirement for the turnip exchange. So I think we're going to do that as an extra added bonus for a challenge. The final order of business, I think, is putting down Blather's tent, and I will be doing a lot of the grind off camera to get all the fish and bugs we need. But the problem, however, of doing this in the literal winter is that there's not really much in the way of bugs available during the day. There's plenty of fish and we can get some sea creatures tomorrow, so I'm not worried about that, but that's gonna be a pain. Well, friends, thank you so much for being part of this new project with me. There is going to be a lot more than Animal Crossing coming your way for the channel, but Animal Crossing is just my comfort game, and I know that it is for a lot of other people, and a lot of people are starting the game for the first time. So I want to hear in the comments section below if you are doing a new Animal Crossing island, and I want to hear if there's any other challenges that I could provide to mine that would make it, interesting and quirky, but not like back-breaking exhausting. And also leave in the comments, do you want to have a villager hunt where we get our starters for the 3 plots, or should I just let it autofill? I do have a specific lazy in mind that I want to have for this island for reasons, but ultimately it really depends on, how we feel about it. And as always, friends, just remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, make art, play games, encourage others to do the same, and I will catch you next time. Bye!